Um, Actors, you break into three categories. There are three major divisions of who you are in your business. And they are your acting, which is your craft, your business, which is your business, marketing your company, and the last one is the personal. But here we go, the Actors Campus. In the resource center, funny enough, if you guys are on the campus and you haven't looked at the tour, look at the tour, because there's a whole bunch of things on the campus that people don't realize. These are essays that I wrote. Here is The Working Actor. The Working Actor is an essay that I put out quite a few years ago now. It's the 65 things an actor can do list. So this is where I talk about the out of work workaholic. Here's the list. So ready? We're gonna go through this really quickly. Attend classes, yes. Work with a coach, yes. Organize and administrate a class workshop, yes. Organize and study a class, great. Organize and study a group, good. Produce a scene night, yeah. Talk to your agent into producing it for you. Produce a play, do a one-man show, write a one-man show. Audition for plays, always be working on your monologues. I wrote 3 there, I think it should be 5. Read plays, start a play reading group, watch all episodes of Playing Shakespeare. Absolutely. Go see plays, obviously, meet the director, go watch other arts, go listen to the symphony and go watch dance and go to the museum. Call the Equity hotline for auditions, do generals, write and perform a stand-up routine, produce a stand-up night, try improv, produce a cabaret show, produce a short film, go to script readings, start a script reading series. That's what I did. Join a short film contest, start a short film contest, go to film festivals and talkbacks, take a film class, act in student films, practice in front of a camera, rent an audition studio. We just talked about that. Be an audition reader. That's very, very important. Do low or no budget indies. Why not? Read screenplays, obviously. Run scenes from screenplays like we were talking about. Watch one scene over and over again like I did. Start a screenplay reading group. We just talked about that. Study one performer at a time. That's fabulous. So you decide, I'm going to focus on Mark Ruffalo's work, or I'm blown away by Fassbender. So you go watch Fassbender's work chronologically and just become Fassbender crazy for like 1 week. Binge one actor and study them. Write a screenplay. That's your summer gone. I have a caveat for that one. Be careful. Read Story by Robert McKee, for God's sakes, please. Read everything, yes. And there's a list of the books that you need to read. I actually have a reading list on this essay. There's one called The Educated Actor, read that. And then there's a reading list on the quad, so go find that. Watch documentaries, follow current events, keep a logbook. There's a whole webinar on logbooks, so look that up. It's an emotional logbook. Keep a list of your emotional hooks. Exercise your imagination. Do a preparation a day. We just talked about that. Explore non-tangible nouns. We just talked about that. Create an action list. That's great. So like that thesaurus for actors, but instead of using their thesaurus, you take the verbs and then translate them into the kind of verbs that excite you and that make you excited. Now there's a whole essay on that as well, so find that, okay? Create an action list. There it is. Practice translating into actions. There it is. Explore phrases. This is a good one. Take thank you, take don't give up, take leave me alone, take you have no right. Take a phrase like it's not enough, or get out of my life, or I love you. Take these and then imagine a circumstance around it that makes sense to you and then emotionally prepare it. Confront your fears. This is a fabulous one. You have a fear of heights, go to the top of the Empire State Building. You have a fear of talking in front of public, have yourself, force yourself into being the host of a wedding. Explore your joys, for God's sakes, of course. Go out, listen, look at that. Sit on a mountaintop, watch the sunrise, play with your niece. You want to be a rock star? Go play in a band. You know, explore living your life fully, experientially. Shock your sensitivity. This is extremely good one, all of you. Go, if you are wondering what to do today, like if you're wondering what to do today as an actor and you're like, I need to explore acting and learn, here's an activity for you. Go to the emergency room of your local hospital and just spend 6-8 hours watching people and studying loss and pain and relief and fear and the professionality or the dislocation of the detachment of that nurse or that doctor, or the empathy of that nurse or that doctor. But go watch people live and die. You also go to the international arrival section of your airport and watch reunions and watch loneliness. Go to the SPCA and watch a dog get put down. I'm telling you, I know, sorry, Casey. Like, go shock your sensitivity. Go live the world, because you're creating yourself triggers. You understand? Okay. Write an IST list. So the IST list is on the campus also. Worst, best, most, least. Study your superlative adverbs. There's 100 questions that you need to ask yourself. Study people. This is a very complex one. There's a whole webinar on that. But how to go out in the world and study characters. Like, you've got that coffee shop that you go to that you love, and there's that fabulous Lebanese, barista, and the way he talks with his hands when he's making your coffee, and like memorize it, study it, and then run around the back of the cafe and practice it, and then translate it into an action and try to figure it out. Or the way that they stutter, and you're going, okay, and practice it. But that's not the point. The point is to practice it so that you can then go, what are they doing? And then translate it into the actable. What is the verb that's happening? And then go back and practice it again with the verb. And now you've incorporated it into your palette. Now it's something that you can use. It's actually subconsciously going to sit inside of you when you're doing character work. I explained the whole thing there, how to do it. Practice characters, study pictures of people. That's a wonderful one. I'll explain that another time. Learn an accent, for God's sakes. That'll take up your entire July and August. Learn psychology. That's pretty obvious. Read. Go to therapy. That's funny. Listen to people. And the last one is get connected. Turn off your digital devices and get into the world. One of the most important things an actor can do is listen. So, and it's great if you are talking to older people. I think there's an assignment, which is, do the assignments, by the way. Go to the campus and do all the assignments. But take somebody to lunch and ask them their life story. Ask them, interview them, and just say, I'm an actor, I'm studying character, and I'd like to interview you. And then have an older gentleman discuss what it was like to lose his wife, and what is loneliness to him, and get inside of other people's narratives and what it means to be a human being and the human condition. Study people, get connected, and learn to listen. That is a lot of homework. So, and I don't think I've actually covered about a third of what you should be working on. So I'm going to reiterate something from the beginning. When you're taking, when you have you're earlier in your career and you're not auditioning all week long, and you're not on set and you're not on stage, you need to be resting and preparing for when it's going to get busy. On the other hand, if you are doing nothing, you're going to go crazy because you're an out of work workaholic. So what you need to do is you need to set up a program of, these are the things that I'm going to achieve in order to further my skill set, my business, and also my personal self and my personal health. And you should write out a list of deliverables. This is what I'm going to work on this week. And if you are taking time off, July and August, from acting class, then get a calendar out and actually write out what you need to deliver. And, be kind, but be a little disciplined and ruthless with yourself. Write out this, I'm doing one of these today, I'm doing one of those today, I'm going to do this and do that, and write out your objectives for the summer. Now, you end up booking a short film, or something happens, or you're busy on stage, or something takes over, or whatever it is, then don't beat yourself up in September because you didn't achieve all your deliverables, but set yourself objectives with very clear idea of what it is you want to do in every day. Otherwise, it's too easy to go, well, I want to go to the beach. Now, go to the beach and relax and have fun and have beer with your friends and enjoy your life. But also, don't implode and start to feed on your own self because you're not doing anything. So find that balance. The barbecue on the beach with your friends is much, much, much more enjoyable if you've done 3-4 hours of work on the thing that you love that day and you feel like you've achieved something. If you're doing 9 hours of work and you're not in life, then you're not enjoying your life. And if you're just sitting on the beach drinking beer, then you're not an actor. Right?